Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to unpack something absolutely fascinating, the evolution of the modern Indian farmer. And we're doing this by analyzing a seriously remarkable digital resource, Subha Mandal's Kisan Seva channel on YouTube. With over 358 videos that meticulously document agricultural life, this channel is definitely not just your average collection of farming tips. It's really more of a comprehensive, modern blueprint for survival and success in today's agricultural landscape. So, we're going to look closely at what these videos tell us about the real issues and the incredible innovations happening right now on the ground.
Right. Let's jump straight in with a pretty massive question that Subha himself asks his viewers right at the grassroots level. Why exactly are farmers facing losses? It's a bold question, isn't it? It completely cuts through the noise. Because instead of just throwing up our hands and accepting that farming is a tough business, the channel insists on really examining the real underlying causes of this distress. To truly understand the modern farmer's blueprint, we have to first understand the very real problems they're trying to solve.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the modern farmer's struggles, unlocking government schemes, smart farming and new incomes, and finally, Vision 2026 and future skills.
Okay, Part 1, the modern farmer's struggles. We'll be looking at ground-level realities and rural activism.
You simply cannot build a sustainable future without understanding the present daily struggles of local panchayat farmers. And there is a stark, dual nature to the hurdles they face. On one hand, you've got the immediate farming realities. We're talking continuous financial losses, a deep sense of trouble within local panchayats, and this overwhelming feeling documented across the videos that something is going very wrong with farmers today. But then on the other hand, there are the systemic hurdles. It's not just about, say, a bad season of weather. It's about uncooperative fertilizer shopkeepers. It's about a lack of basic infrastructure, like roads, which are literally essential for bringing crops to market.
Suhan neutrally documents these real, grassroots campaigns, showing us that modern farming is as much about civic infrastructure and supply chain transparency as it is about seeds and soil. He highlights these no-road, no-vote campaigns, which is essentially farmers telling politicians, hey, infrastructure is a prerequisite for our political support. He posts videos calling for fertilizer shopkeepers to wake up, and honestly, that's a frustration anyone who has ever dealt with local supply chains can deeply relate to. It's just a fascinating look at how this platform takes quiet frustration and transforms it into organized, vocal activism.
Moving on to Part 2, unlocking government schemes, navigating bureaucracy for financial empowerment.
So, shifting from the problems to the actual solutions, a modern farmer can't just rely entirely on crop yields. They absolutely need to access financial empowerment tools, and this channel steps right in as a digital advisor, literally walking farmers through the exact documents and grants they need. Subha systematically breaks down applications for things like the CM Udamiyo Yojana. He details checklists for required documents and explains all the nuances of seed grant applications. He even compares the pros and cons of online versus offline PACS memberships, which are those local credit cooperatives that are absolutely vital for rural financing. It is highly practical, actionable intelligence.
And what's really eye-opening is where the audience's attention actually goes. The data tells a pretty surprising story here. Practical infrastructure schemes pull in the highest numbers by a long shot. Content covering the Paka Kalyani Yojana, which relates to securing solid threshing floors, significantly outpaces broader financial schemes. We're talking nearly 400 views compared to just over 100 for the CM Udyami Yojana, and even fewer for standard seed grants. It tells us that farmers are intensely focused on tangible, immediate infrastructure improvements that impact their daily manual work.
Now, a massive part of unlocking these schemes is actually having the right documentation, right? But doing it without getting exploited. Empowering farmers means cutting out the middlemen entirely. Subhi teaches his viewers step-by-step how to go online from home, apply for their Aadhaar card directly through the postal system, and receive it without paying a single bribe. That is a profound shift in power. It's using pure digital literacy to completely bypass corrupt local bottlenecks.
All right, that brings us to Part 3, smart farming and new incomes. It's time to break traditional agricultural traps. Building on those new financial foundations, we see this brilliant pivot toward actionable agricultural innovation. Instead of just focusing on traditional crops like wheat or chana, which, let's face it, can trap farmers in low-margin cycles, Subha heavily promotes high-yield, space-efficient methods. We see strong advocacy for things like button and oyster mushrooms, which literally only require a small room and some hard work to create a massive new income path. There's also polyhouse farming, offering huge opportunities for folks with small plots, avocado nurseries for breaking into high-value markets, and dairy and organic farming for consistent premium price returns. It's a highly diversified, totally modern approach.
I absolutely love the enthusiasm here, championing mushrooms as the ultimate equalizer. When he declares that mushroom is the future of smart farming, it highlights a crop that doesn't require vast acres of expensive land. No, it just requires a small room, a little hard work, and the right information. This represents a total democratization of agricultural profit, making high-yield farming accessible to practically anyone in the village.
And finally, Part 4. Vision 2026 Future Skills. We are talking about integrating agriculture with digital fluency.
So, we eventually reach this monumental shift from today's smart farming into a highly proactive digital future. Because this isn't just about growing crops anymore. It is about a fundamental shift in rural education. The announcement that the KisanFutureSkillCenter has started is a huge milestone. The whole goal is to completely re-educate the rural workforce, making sure every single farmer is equipped with future skills. It's a formal acknowledgement that the tractor and the plow, they have to be accompanied by the smartphone and the internet browser.
And there's this one idea that perfectly captures his ultimate vision, combining hands-on agriculture, like mushroom farming, with digital marketing to reach a global economy. Village to Global isn't just some catchy slogan, it's a completely actionable business plan. By teaching farmers how to market their specialized crops online, the channel is basically attempting to erase the geographic limitations that have historically kept rural farmers locked out of really lucrative international markets.
But to actually reach that global stage, farmers have got to be digitally visible, which is exactly why Subaha is already prepping his audience on how to navigate and benefit from the upcoming Digital Census 2026. He's producing content right now to help farmers understand the whole truth of the census, offering up step-by-step online filing guides. He clearly connects digital registration with unlocking specific state benefits, rallying everyone around this really optimistic goal of his home state Bihar becoming digital #1.
What really makes this blueprint so incredibly unique is how wildly forward-looking it is. Instead of just reacting to the current weather or today's market prices, he is constantly pacing his audience toward specific future milestones. We see him outlining updates and plans mapped out for early 2026, from January Saraswati Puja all the way through to April spring harvest projections. He's actively training his audience to plan years ahead, not just seasons ahead, ensuring they are strategically positioned for tomorrow's economy.
Which leaves us with one final, vital provocation, inspired by Subaha's digital masterclass. As technology completely transforms the fields and the Digital Census 2026 approaches, are you prepared to transition your mindset from a local village struggle to a globally connected enterprise? Because the reality is, the future of farming is already online. The only question is whether you'll be logged in to harvest it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.